We're recording again.
Hey everybody, I'm Amy.
And I'm Roo.
And this is
Pillow Fort. But this time...
Oh, here you go.
Oh, yeah. This time we're on the beach, so we got our beach towels that we have to bring back.
We are in Bimini, which is, I don't even know where we are.
It's in the Bahamas, Amy.
Bahamas. We've been at sea for 6 days.
I think six days.
We booked our trip through Bob Voyage, which has been so fun.
I know, really hooked us up there. It's a great time. It's Amy's first cruise, and we're here in Bimini, which is where Virgin Voyage's exclusive beach club is.
Yes.
And how do you feel? How are you feeling about the whole cruise experience, Amy?
Roo hasn't used that sweet voice with me for 7 days. It's the first time I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet Roo.
Which Roo have you been hearing?
So we've heard, which I love all the Roos. No Roo's better than the other. I've heard Dad Vacation Roo. I've heard Waterfall Scared Roo. I've heard Sleepy Time Can't Talk Till 3 Roo.
Yeah, actually, I really could not talk till 3.
So we're learning. We're loving and learning. Which Amy's have you heard and met on this trip?
I feel like Amy, you're pretty stable. Like with the amount of instability that I add, you've been very stable and patient with
Aww.
me, and
I just get quiet. You saw quiet Amy.
Yeah.
Stoic Amy, not loud, laughy, kind of. Okay, overstimulated with the shoes, Amy.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we had an excursion, and there was like rental water shoes there.
Oh.
And when they give you the rental water shoes, they're already wet. They're already wet, and like Amy and I have put these shoes on, these rental shoes on, and we're like going and getting ready to like go into like basically the jungle. And I turn over and I'm like, Amy, how are you feeling? And she gives me like the saddest
grump face
ever.
And I remember I was like, my feet feel weird, and my life jacket doesn't fit, and I'm hot, and I hate this.
Yeah, and like when I saw she was having a terrible. First of all, the whole thing didn't even start yet. We were nowhere near started.
Near the waterfall.
We weren't even like close to hiking. We had to hike like an hour to get up to the top of this waterfall.
And they didn't tell us. They kept on saying that we could like stop whenever we wanted, and we never could stop.
Okay, so maybe let's roll it back, because that day was the most eventful day of our entire trip. Okay, so this is we dock at the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Okay, we get out. We didn't realize that Puerto Plata is like basically a water park of a dock.
Yes. It's like Disney. It's like Universal. It's like really touristy when you first get off, and it's slammed with people and cruises. Well,
here's the thing: is like we're traveling Virgin Voyages, which is like an adult-only cruise.
Yeah.
But like
lovely. It's so
on the dock, it was like us and Royal Caribbean, and maybe some I think like maybe like Holland America or something
I don't
like that.
know.
But like it was just like basically
the epicenter of
it was
cruises.
Like the Disney of cruise destinations.
Yeah.
Which there was nothing wrong with that. It's just like we didn't
we weren't ready. We weren't emotionally prepared.
Yeah, we were in San Juan first, which was like a city, and then we go to
laid
like
back,
Disney.
and that's the only excursion we did too. So it's like on these cruises you can walk around by yourself, or you pick an excursion.
Yeah.
So we had been used to like all week kind of just like going with the flow, and then this one it was like we had to be at a place at a certain time. We had to be around people. We had to just follow a lot of rules, and I don't think I was ready for that.
Yeah, well, and like especially because it's your first like her first ever cruise. So we get there, we get in line, and we're like, okay, cool. Our lady is super organized.
I love her name is Soul. I love her.
Yeah, she's super organized, and she had a lot of pep in her step.
Freaking peppy, like I could not break her smile. She was like, hey family. She kept on calling us, hey family.
Yeah, and then like so it's time for us to leave the port. So she's like walking us to the buses. We walk towards all the buses. We stop at a bus that's like a coach bus, and in the window it says like to the waterfalls. It had a Virgin Voyage thing on the waterfalls, but like we get there, and
I'm
it's
excited about this air conditioned bus.
And she makes a comment. What
and I
comment?
make a joke about these open air bussers. There's like this big open air bus that's got a bunch of big giant fruit. I'm like, these idiots in their fruit bus. Like I'm making fun of the people in the fruit bus.
You're like, oh, look at them. They're not fancy at all.
We walk by the air conditioned coach. We walk by the fruit bus. We go to the open air bus.
We get on an open air bus, and like the seatbelts are rusty.
It's like a giant go-kart. It's like 16 people.
And our person, our host, she was like trying to tell us about like what's happening on the sides, like telling us about the city. But the thing is like it's an open air bus, so like all this wind is like
so loud. It's like trying to do trivia.
I know, yeah. And she keeps like looking at me and is like,
Rue's the only one giving energy because anywhere we go, Rue's got to give the energy. She'll clap. Like she's a performer. She knows every show we've been at. She's like, yeah, you're doing a good job.
I couldn't just give her nothing. I couldn't just give her nothing. And she was like looking. She was desperate for someone to like engage with her.
Rue was keeping this all going.
I was like, she was like, is anyone like mofongo? And I'm like, yeah, I've had mofongo. And then she kept going like, well, you're Dominican.
Yeah, everywhere we went, everyone asked Rue if she was Dominican. But you Dominican? You Dominican? No, I'm Indian.
Well, so like she asked me a couple of questions, and she's like, "You're Dominicana," and then she asked me about like El Presidente beer.
That's right.
And if I had that, I was like, "No." She's like, "Oh, you're not Dominican." So that whole bus ride's a thing.
Yeah.
There's like a lot happening.
We go through town. It's really neat to go through town and see the town. It's just a different environment than, and again, we're not like in control. I think that was what it was for me. It was like you realize like you're putting your life in control. Like somebody else that you don't know is like taking control of your whole day.
Okay. So then we get closer and she tells us about the waterfall.
The waterfall, yeah.
And what was a very important detail?
A very important detail was that if you want to stop, you don't have to go all the way up.
Exactly.
Like if you want to, there's supposed to be like three or four waterfalls. You were allowed to stop at the one waterfall if you were tired. And that was my plan. I'm like, I'm a little older. I'm 42. I get tired sometimes. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to stop at the first waterfall. That feels really safe to me.
Well, okay, so now we get to there, and she hands us over to like who's gonna be taking us through the forest, and we have our like rental shoes, our helmets, and everything. Now the thing is, it's like it is very useful. It's very useful if you know a little bit of Spanish because, like,
you can hear what's happening or what's going on.
Yeah, like and like. Part of the whole thing too is like my water shoes were too big. I kept giving me the wrong size.
Mine were too big and too tight. Like they were like floppy, but then I made them tight, and then they were hurting. And there was so much terrain. You had mud, you had water, you had rocks, you had big rocks, you had little rocks. Like you needed footwear that could like get you through it, and it was good. It was fine, but again, it wasn't my own shoes. It wasn't something I had no control.
Yeah. Well. Okay, and so like we have all of that. We get changed, but basically like because remember how we mentioned that there's like 3 cruise ships at the port. Well, those 3 cruise ships were also doing the same excursion, and so we were like in a line going up into like the forest.
Wait, before we get to that though, there's a couple things that happened on the.
Okay. Yes.
So again, Rue and I have known each other what.
Like maybe a couple of years.
Yeah. But this is the first time we spent a lot of time together, and we're just learning. And like there was a couple of times where I was like talking, and like Rue's like, I think we're just not going to talk for a little while, maybe. And she said this maybe 3 times throughout the trip, and it was while I was talking. So I would stop talking, and then she would start talking, and it started to hurt my feelings, and I didn't know how to push through that.
So sorry.
And that was like 3 different times throughout the week, but 2 times that day. And then so we were on the bus on the way there, on the open air bus, and there was a couple different things, and I was still trying to like be like, I was trying to not chat, but just still let everybody know I was having a nice time. I look outside of the open air bus. I'm like, cows. And Rue goes, we have those at home.
But I didn't mean it in that way. Like I really,
and I didn't know that she didn't mean it that way. For me, it was dismissive, and like I felt like I was annoying her. Like I was just like this like annoying, like I don't know what I felt, but
I didn't. You know what it was? I didn't put the perk in my voice, and because like what I meant to say, well, what it came out as is like we have those at home. But what I meant to say was we have those at home. Like did that make it better?
You're excited that we have them at home? That's what you know. That's not what
I was. Well, because like, first of all, the host lady was like, "You're Dominicana," and I was like, "Cool." Like the fact that I can recognize these cows also like really adds the fact that I am one of the people.
And like when Roo gets overstimulated, she gets dad mode and like just kind of like grunts at things, and it's like it's hard to tell. Again, I was taking it personally. I'm very sensitive. I was taking it like I was like annoying her, so I just got quieter and quieter throughout the day. So that's before we even get to the waterfall. We're at the water. We're at the bottom of this waterfall.
At the bottom of the waterfall, we go
Not even
up.
started, and these guys are like, it's gonna be 5. They call it 5 Dominican minutes, which is I guess means it's a long time.
Every like 2 seconds, they're like every leg of this hike we go up, they're like only 5 Dominican minutes, only 5 Dominican minutes.
And here's the thing: as we're starting this tour, we're seeing a tour come back and walking, and you can see everybody walking exhausted. Their faces are like sad. I'm like, this is gonna be a little bit of.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even notice that. I was like, yeah, they're probably tired. It's like a long hike up, right? We didn't know. Well, and then we go up, and like, remember that cow comment that Aimee made? We go up, and I see some cows. I'm like, look, Aimee, cows.
I got shitty.
She got really, like, after that, her mood went past the point. And like,
I got shitty. I said something like, oh, well, we have cows at home, don't we?
No. You were like, oh, you want me to, you have cows at home? Why don't you go talk to your new friends? And they were like behind us.
There was another time where we talked about not talking again, and then I got mad about when you said we're not going to talk again later. And I was like, you can't tell me when not to talk and then still talk. Go talk to your new friends.
Well, I was just trying to build in rest time, and that's on me for trying to organize rest time and communicating it like an asshole. Like that's on me. I will take full responsibility.
I take full responsibility for just not like being chilled out. I was over everything, and I took it out on you.
And you were overstimulated, and like I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna let her be overstimulated.
That's it. And you did, and you didn't like push it, and you were And here's the thing. So we start getting up this waterfall. We start like just like walking. We're like walking. We're not stopping. And we're going up, and it's high, and it
starts to get wet at some point.
It's muddy and it's wet, and it's good but the thing is, then you're like stop because you're in a long line, like you're never not around lots of people. So it was just like we're all kind of quiet, making little jokes, having a good time, and that was okay. It was pretty. You kind of like you saw the stuff, you saw the trees.
Oh yeah, and like our photographer in Montana kept insisting that I was Dominican again, and kept talking to me in Spanish, and I was. I know a little bit, so I like responded back in like Spanish, but like he was like, "Oh, you Dominicana?" I'm like, "No, I'm Indian. Soy de India."
Soy de India. That's what you said. Soy de India. And then so that's like what we're in it. We're in the whole day now. By the time we actually get up to the waterfall, it's probably 3 hours.
I think like an hour and a half, 2 hours or something. We get up to like at least where there's water happening.
There's water happening.
But like we're still not at the waterfall. We have to take a ladder down into the water.
And the thing is, the little blurb about this excursion, it's like you think here's what I thought. I thought we were going to look at a waterfall.
Yeah.
I literally thought we were going to go look at a waterfall. I didn't realize we were going to be climbing and like sliding and being inside the waterfall. I think that's where my confusion went. Like, I didn't think that it was going to be so immersive, maybe.
And when we booked it, I was like, this seems like a lot.
And that's one thing about Roo and I. We do say yes. Like we don't think about it, and we're like, yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And we did it. So we get there, we get up to the top, we finally get to the waterfall, and they give us an option. They're like, you can jump. No, what is the first one? It's like a slide. We all have to slide down.
Yeah, we have to slide down. And like Amy's thinking, what kind of slide are you thinking, Aimee?
I'm thinking like a Disney World, like Typhoon Lagoon slide that's like man-made, that's safe. Nope.
No. What the slide was is like a natural like rock slide that you could go down.
It was rocks. It was a waterfall. And it was okay, so it was so scary.
Oh my God.
So the first waterfall, and again, Roo just learned to swim this year, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And yes, we have life jackets on, yes. But so they just kind of like take us by the back of our, like scruff of our necks.
Yeah,
basically.
they literally did scruff us like kittens.
Yeah, they pick you up and they slide you down this waterfall, and that's scary enough. But what's the scariest part is when you get dunked in, you go deep. and like you don't realize you're gonna be so deep, and then I'm like, oh, I have to swim now, and I'm like swimming up, and I'm coming up, and I'm getting my like my bearings, and I'm like, oh my god, Roo can't swim that well. So I look over and I see her getting scruffed up, dunked in. I wait for her to come up. I'm like, oh my god, if I was so scared, and then you come up, and then Roo and I look at each other, and we just start laughing.
Yeah, we're like, what is this? And like, remember how we mentioned that like maybe there's a place to stop? There was like no way you could get out of it.
There's
like
no
you were
way.
in the you were in the water.
We were supposed to be able to, at that first waterfall, they said that we would be able to stop. There was no options. There was no turning back. There was no going it was just going forward, going forward. And so after that, there was 2 more waterfalls, and we just pushed through. We got it done.
Yeah, we pushed through. We got it done. There was finally we get to like where you jump down.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, Aimee was smart. She decided to like take the ladder down. I was like, all right, sliding was not working out for me. Jumping is gonna be faster. So I jumped down, and it was like the water is so cold.
Was it scary? Was it the biggest jump out of all of them?
Well, it was like actually the jump down was the best part.
Was it?
I think the slides were like, cause like the slide just kind of like. You go like it's just like already a rocky experience and you're panicking versus like the jump that happens, you come up and you're now wet for another like 20 minutes until you get back to the front.
Right.
Aimee, you want to be a cruise comic, but have you ever gone on a cruise?
No, never.
Surprise! I just got us booked on a Virgin voyage.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And you, the listener, can go on a Virgin Voyage cruise too. Book with Bob Voyage Travel and mention Pillow Fort for $100 of bonus sailor loot.
And you can use that on drinks and excursions.
Contact Bob Voyage Travel for more information. Excludes base fares and lock-it-in rates. Don't let this offer wash away because it's only available from March to July 31st of 2026. So all of that happened, the excursion happened, we get back to the dock, and Aimee makes a comment about like 2 people just like walking really slow. We're trying to get back to the bus.
You're skipping the ride home, okay?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So we get done, we're all tired, it's a lot, we get to eat. Silence. Roo and I are eating in silence.
Yeah.
And in my brain, Roo's mad at me. I thought Roo was mad. I'm mad at. No, I wasn't even mad. I just thought you were mad at me, and like I felt weird.
And in my brain, I was like, all this air and pollution is going into my eyes, and I can't breathe.
She gets a beer. She again
I
goes.
have a beer in my hand.
She goes total dad mode. Quiet, gruff beer, eating, drink, and I stay quiet. And I can't. There was something else in there. Like I don't remember. We didn't like snip at each other, but we were just
no!
silent.
Well, you just didn't like the seat wasn't comfortable.
Okay, so after we eat, we get on this friggin' open air bus.
We almost got run over by another bus trying to get on the bus. We think the bus is leaving
Roo
us.
Gets the, I wanted Roo to have the outside because I had the outside on the way there, but the way it was sitting, I couldn't like fit on the seat, so I was like falling off or whatever, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go behind you, and then she starts taking a picture, and she's like, you miss me? And I was like, no. And I was being good.
Well, and then like when I asked you, do you miss me? What I really meant was like, I could sit on the outside. It's okay.
And it just like the bus part was, that was a little stressful, a little quiet, and again, our lovely travel lady soul was like,
oh my god,
she put the Macarena on.
Yeah, so like, okay, no, you can't just say that, okay? Because she starts off and she's like, you had fun, everyone, and everyone on the bus is like,
everybody's exhausted.
Yeah,
everybody's sunburned,
everyone's scared,
everybody's muddy and mad.
No, like everyone is just like having the most overstimulated experience, and then she's like, okay, now we're gonna teach you the merengue, and then look.
And we're all just like,
she puts on freaking like Mark Anthony or something.
It was like a long day. We were there so long.
No one was giving her any energy. I sat in the back because I was like, I'm not giving energy. I cannot give energy. And then we finally get to the port, and she starts playing the fucking Macarena. No one's having it. No one's having it.
So we get back to the little tourist area before we get on the ship, and you have to like walk this big circle to get back to the boat, and like, there was a lot of people, so we're trying to, and I wanted to move around some people, so Roo took that as like, let's go sport mode, let's go sport mode.
I was like, Oakley's on. Like I was like,
she's like much taller than me and like longer legs, younger, and she's like going, and I'm so tired, and I'm like literally my little legs are like just like pump, and I'm like, buddy, I stop her and I say, buddy, I gotta stop, and I think we gotta take some time, and she looks at me, she's like, what? And like I'm
I
thinking
was
that
so,
she's mad at
I
me,
was so
and
confused.
she's not. And I'm thinking we're on the same page all day. And I'm like, I just don't think we've been vibing. I feel like I need some time away. I was like, I can't make it tonight to this really special like dinner that we'll talk about in a second. And like I can't do it. And like her little face like dropped. And I was like, I shouldn't have said anything because she was like, fine. Or they said something like
I was like, it's okay. Take your time while you need.
you need to be away from me or something. And I was like, so in my brain, I was like, oh no, I fucked up. I read that whole day wrong. And so she turns around, walks away, and then I'm just like standing there. And I felt really, really bad. And then that goes, we get on the ship separately. I go look at a sunset.
Yeah, I took a shower.
I took a shower.
I go up to like, just like decompress, take my time with things. And I was like, Amy's gonna want to go to the room at some point. Like I can't just
And I
stay in
didn't
the
want to go to
room.
the room because like here's the thing, in my brain I was like, okay, so we bought these like crustacean outfits for dinner, for nighttime for the party, and like the thought of me sitting angry in a crab outfit at dinner, I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Like, I can't do it. And so I'm like, I'm not gonna go. I go out on the deck, and then I'm on the deck, and I don't realize it, but
Oh yeah, so I walk up onto the deck and I turn a corner and I'm like, oh crap, Amy's there and she's mad at
you
me.
can't get away from anybody on the ship. That's the thing about this cruise, like you can't get away from anybody. There's a little bit of privacy, but there's just nowhere to go. So I didn't know that part, but she starts texting me. And we talk through it really healthily and nicely. We both apologize.
Yeah.
We both just kind of say where we were throughout the day.
I shed one gangster tear.
You cried.
I know it was like one tear out of each eye.
I teared up.
Yeah.
Because like in my brain I was like, just get over yourself, like, or whatever. But I was still in the mindset of like, I don't want to go to like dinner, I don't want to go out or whatever. So I go back to the room. Rue's not there.
I go have dinner in like the fanciest steakhouse looking restaurant ever, and I had to be like, it's just me today, and I sit next to like a whole huge group of people who are in rock star class, and like.
And then I go back to the room and I see her crumpled up lobster. Like she bought this lobster suit how many months ago?
I don't know. I don't even know.
And I felt so bad. I saw this and I was like, man, I messed up. I was like, I felt so bad.
And like, here's. Okay, we'll get to that part. But like, I have this huge bone marrow in front of me. At dinner I have like this huge soup in front of me. I have like lamb chops, and I'm like eating it, and I'm like, it turns out the secret ingredient in dinner is friendship. So now I'm like it's Scarlet Night that night, so I'm like, I'm not really like feeling it.
Scarlet Night is like this fancy night where everybody dresses in red and all this stuff. And so she comes back to the room and we've already talked it out on the text, and I'm like, okay, let's just go for a little bit. She gets her outfit on, I get my outfit on. But here's the thing. Months ago when she's like, there's Scarlet Night, she's like, make sure you get your crab outfit. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. Let me get my crab outfit. Cut to me walking around. Nobody else is dressed up.
Everyone is in like ball gowns.
I asked a guy earlier in the day at the excursion, I was like, what'd you bring for Scarlet Night? He's like, a red shirt. So it's like, I just said yes. And I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to get a crab. And I have a big crab hat. I've got these crabs.
It's very fun, very realistic, like crab hands.
Some very realistic crab hands. And so I start looking around the ship, and I'm like, I don't think anybody else is dressing up like crabs. I thought it was a crab party. I don't know what I thought. So that's fine. I wasn't mad. It was hilarious. It was very, very funny. We're getting in good moods. We're getting up. We get out. We start having a good time. Everybody sees us. Everyone's so excited to see us.
Yeah,
'cause
we
we're so
become
cool.
celebrities because we're the only ones dressed up as crabs because Amy thought it was a whole ship thing, but here we are. It's a Roo suggestion thing.
And everyone's taking pictures with us. Like we're like it was hilarious.
And then at some point, like they kick off Scarlet Night, and they have like the cast of the cruise. They like come out and they have like a whole dance to like kick it off. But then they take notice of us in our crab suits.
So yeah, the cast and crew takes notice and say, "Hey, you guys come over here." They pull us. They have us in the best dress.
Hello, pillow princesses. You might be hearing this and wondering, "Whoa, what happened? I want to know what happened next." Well, this is editing Roo, and you might have noticed that some of the audio had gotten weird, and that is because sometimes when you record on a beach, the mics die out, and you're left with no audio because you're on a beach and you can't charge anything. So we will be releasing another cruise related episode after this one. So you are just going to have to tune in until the next episode. So until then, stay cozy, my friends. And this has been Pillow Fort.